I didn't know that.
Way to go.
Oops. I have headphones on.
She wanted to hear the song so bad.
Welcome to episode 4. Yay!
Yep, number 4.
So yeah, I have headphones on and I like it. It makes me feel very professional. I can hear myself and the song. So yeah.
And you're even louder than usual.
Well, you told me to talk loudly.
It helps you control your voice better when you have the headphones, because
Right.
if you get real loud, you go, oh.
Okay, so yeah.
What are we?
We are He Said, She Said podcast,
A relationship podcast.
where you get both sides of the story.
TM.
So I'm Sarah,
I am Luke, the husband.
and I guess I am the wife then.
Yeah, we're together.
Yeah, for a while. It's Saturday night. I've got my
The moon is out.
old
Hodor.
school
Oh,
long john pajama bottoms on and my Hodor shirt.
Hodor.
Yeah. I asked for this shirt for Mother's Day last year, and like 2 weeks later was the horrible Hold the Door episode. And then I felt bad for my ironic t-shirt choice.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway. So yeah. How was your week, honey?
Good. It was fine. Yeah, my week was just fine. Actually, you say your week first, because I need to go somewhere with this.
Okay. So my week was good. Work was a little slow, but you know, you'll have that from time to time. It was nice to catch up on some projects.
Projects, eh?
Yeah, you need to talk into the microphone. I'm supposed to be ignoring my husband. He's taking my photo right now.
No, I'm not.
And, what else about this week? They're all just a blur sometimes. Miss Sydney had a good week too. We had some fun together. He just keeps doing pictures.
It's
and
Boomerang.
you're like, it's
I got
funny.
Boomerang and I keep...
It's not new. We're a little behind the times on the technology.
I don't care. Well, quit stopping to smile. Boomerang is all about movement.
You know, if I don't smile,
Wave.
I make weird faces. My week was fine. There was something I was going to say about it, but I can't remember what it was now, so.
That it was lovely.
Wait.
But wait.
But wait. It was... Oh, I don't know what it was. I got to see the ladies last night, and that was good to get out of the house. Get some adulting in. And today was good. We adulted the shit out of today.
And what did you do with the ladies?
Oh, last night? We had a lip sense party.
And what is that?
It's...
Here, are we going to give him friggin'
I mean, I'll
free
give some
publicity?
props if Lindsay's listening. You better listen, Lindsay. My consultant.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was really fun. It was really good.
So it's like a direct sales thing.
Yeah,
with the
it's lipstick, and it's not a stain. And if you wear lipstick a lot, and I do not, but I will say from like the stuff that they told me about it, and we watched some videos and just seeing the other girls try it on, because I tried one on, but it was like practically my skin tone. It doesn't come off. Like, you can put like red lipstick on and like take your hand and wipe it all over your face and it won't smudge at all. So if you're into that kind of thing, let me know. I can hook you up with my consultant.
All those lipsticks is like my own personal nightmare.
Yeah. It's part of the reason I don't wear it. But even before I met you, I wasn't a big lipstick fan.
Yeah, but like you still would probably wear more lip gloss.
Probably.
But like,
I know.
I can't explain it. Sarah thinks like sometime when I was like, before I can remember, some old lady like gave me kisses or something.
That's what I told them last night.
I have this weird aversion. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
To lipstick and lip gloss. I don't know why. But man, it grosses me out. Just when people like glob it on and it's all everywhere, I'm just like, and one time this girl in college found out about it. And she thought it'd be hilarious. She took it and like drew on her teeth, and she did the thing where like you make it. Oh shit! I bumped the mic. You make it like all around your mouth, and she put it on her teeth, and it was like, "Look at me!" And I was just like, "Oh!" I was like gagging.
So gross.
I don't know why, it just grosses me out.
Well,
So,
I mean-
and then you went to a lipstick surrounded by
Yeah.
all of my fears. That's not a fear. It's just, I don't know why. If you wear lipstick, fine. I don't care. It's just like,
Unless you're his wife.
well, you know the funny, like for the most part, if I see it on TV, but like it's not like those commercials that go up in the screen and the lips are like right in the.
That's all that was on the TV the whole
So they're
time
like-
this thing was going
the
on.
lips are 2.5 foot wide with gross. But if it's just like a person wearing lipstick, that doesn't gross me out. It's when it's like there, and then when they glob on lip gloss, it makes it look like they're drooling.
Okay, enough about the
God.
lips. What are you drinking over there tonight?
Are you gonna ask me how my week went?
I know you have a big long
okay.
spiel, but let's talk about what we're drinking
Oh,
because it's
I
fun.
am drinking Modelo, so I can support our brethren from below the border.
Nice.
Because I don't know, I'm just on a Modelo kick lately,
It's
which
a
is
good
funny
beer.
because you're the one who likes it more.
I found it right before I got pregnant. Sadly, I
'cause
drank it that New Year's before
We
I
had
got pregnant.
a buddy had a
Good
party
times.
with his. I think it's his ex-girlfriend now. I'm not sure.
It was his birthday though.
Yeah, it's his birthday. But he had it on keg, and we were like,
So good,
we were like, dude, what is this?
Oh,
and he's
it
like,
was
and I
delicious.
should have known.
right?
Not to be.
Well,
He was Mexican.
yeah, he
So,
is Mexican,
yeah.
and it's a Mexican beer,
I
so
said
it makes
he was
sense.
Mexican. He had an operation. I shouldn't have.
Josh is still with us in life.
Yes, and also Mexican. Still,
Right.
presently.
Anyway, I am drinking a lovely.
I don't remember asking.
Well, I just wanted to share. Do you want to ask first? Go back. We'll fix this in post.
No, we won't. What are you drinking, dearest?
I'm drinking. Thank you for asking. A
It was in the
delicious
script.
Pinot Grigio from the Naked Grape, and I'm actually just finishing that bottle off. And then my next bottle.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
No,
Um,
no. My next bottle is a Behringer.
hey, that's the same.
Yes, it's
Oh.
the same name that's
What?
on our doohickey that makes the sound work.
It is an audio USB audio interface that puts digital sound into the computer that can be manipulated and multi-track simultaneously. Blah blah blah. Even
Anyway,
No, I had a question about ClickList for Kroger. We're like advertising.
we really are left and right. Anyway,
No, I had a serious question.
wait, I'm not done about my wine.
It's about the wine.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so it came with the ClickList, right?
Yeah, did they card you?
No.
Kroger.
Well, that's what I was going to ask because on the drive home, or no, I was driving to get our taxes done because we're grown-ups.
We adulted all over
Oh, it
freaking
sucked.
the greater
We
Miami
should
Valley
get
today.
into that after I talk about my week, but just talk about the adulting and taxes.
Yeah.
I was driving to the tax appointment because I went and got them done, and then Sarah was going to meet me with Sydney to sign her signature so we could file, but Sydney really needed a nap, so we're like, we got to try to time this. Neither here nor there. But I was like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure she said she got a bottle of wine.
I was supposed to take it to the lipstick party, but we had to postpone our pickup. Sorry, girls.
But yeah, I was wondering. It dawned on me, like, oh, you can get alcohol through that.
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping?
They should have carded you.
Yeah, I just didn't know if they had
Yeah.
like a red flag thing or
No.
whatever. I just thought it was odd.
Or they just, I'm like this is the multiple trip. I'm addicted to the they shop for you thing. I know some people are persnickety about their produce. They do an okay job. I'll admit, we don't buy a ton of produce. We buy like what we eat, and the stuff we eat, we haven't had too many issues
and
with.
it's bananas. If we were like, hey, pick me out a nice avocado, like I'm gonna go do that myself.
Yeah.
Because I even have a hard time picking out a nice avocado.
It's a skill.
I love avocados.
But yeah, I had some Friday night at Shelby's. Her mom made remember the tortilla soup I used to make?
Yes.
Her mom makes a version, and they
Oh,
had
do you-
avocado. It was so
Do you put
good.
it like on top? Holy shit.
It was delicious. Ugh.
Brenda is her name, correct?
Yes.
Hey Brenda. How you doing? You want to come over sometime? Make us some tortilla
I
soup?
think she calls it Santa Fe soup.
Oh, sorry. Santa. Well, that's like Nevada.
But
I guess
it's the same
you
thing.
want to pop on by, make us some. I want to get closer to that. Make us some Santa Fe soup
Don't be weird.
with Avocado.
She's practically my mom, and you're being all weird.
I just love avocados.
It was really, really, really good. I really appreciate them feeding
Shelby's
me.
listening because she's gonna be like, ew.
I'm sure she is. Hi, Shelby. Anyway, so yeah, good week. Busy Saturday. How was your week, honey?
Okay. My week was good. It went fast. It was busy. And it was funny. I am one of those people that I do not like having a slow week at work. This was not one of those weeks. It was nice and fast. Now, granted, there are times at work where like things are fast because you don't get them on time, so you have to rush to get them done.
And that's annoying.
That's okay. It's part of my job. I don't know if we ever mentioned I'm a graphic designer, so
You did.
part of our job is waiting on people to get you stuff because I can literally sometimes not work until somebody hands me something.
Sidebar. That is not just in graphic design. That's just people are lazy and procrastinate and put things off forever.
Well, I was
Continue.
I was trying to be diplomatic,
No.
just in case.
I'm going to generalize.
Okay.
Continue.
Thoughts and opinions by Sarah do not. But anyway, but my week went really fast, and it was funny. It's like up until Thursday, which Thursday was my Friday because I took Friday off. Up until Thursday, like I had everything done, and then Thursday I was like, I'm back to normal, where it's like steady.
Which is good since you were off on Friday anyway.
Yeah, so I was off on Friday. I took the day off for doctor's appointments. One for me, one for a child. Which it's funny, they both pertain to topics we have in this episode.
Sort of.
Well, the one for the child was for she's. Is it too personal for us to talk about this? I mean, it's part of what we deal with.
I'm okay with
fine.
it if you're okay with it.
She was diagnosed last year with ADHD. When she was younger, she was misdiagnosed as on the further on the autism spectrum.
On the low end, I think is the way you would say it.
Somebody used to have called it Asperger's.
Right.
Now it's just different areas in the autism spectrum disorder.
Right.
And it just never quite clicked with me. And I was like, that's not it. And then when she moved in with us, I was like, there's no way. She's so sociable and she's really great. I was like, this is not autism. So I had experience with other autistic kids. I've had classmates and friends who were autistic, and it just wasn't it. So we got her screened again, and turns out ADHD, and we're like, oh, well, there we go. So anyway, she goes to doctor's appointments for checkups.
Yeah,
and
just
such.
like maintenance appointments type of things.
And it's
check-ins.
She also deals with like anxiety and things like that. But anyway, my other appointment. So I don't know if we touched on this, but
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know if we mentioned
so
it.
We'll just pretend we
it's
didn't.
a nice thing for married couples to talk about.
Yeah.
I know Sarah hates when I bring it up, but on my other podcast, Two Dudes Drinking, a comedy podcast about two lifelong friends who share stories and stuff over a couple of beers.
If you don't say that every single time you say the name, it wouldn't bother me so much.
Why do you think I do it?
It just takes so long.
Yeah. Anyway, we had a whole episode. If you want to find it, it's on iTunes, and the episode is called Pod My Balls. And I discussed the whole process and everything. Maybe one day we'll touch on it.
Are you going to say what you're talking about?
A vasectomy.
There you go.
I'm
tapping my nose right now like he finally hit it.
Yeah, I had one of them. Long story short, for actually, if anybody's wondering if your husband's thinking about it.
Or if there's a husband listening.
Or whatever. Like, it's a piece of cake, and I highly recommend Riverside Urology in Columbus, Ohio.
It's worth the drive.
Worth the drive. We are, I don't want to give our exact location. You never know when the tourists are listening.
I think I said the town we live in before.
I don't know, but we're in the Dayton, Ohio area.
Yeah.
Forgive this noise. I have something in my sinuses.
Oh, that was so hot.
Yeah, baby.
Ew.
Anyway, and the procedure's fine. You just got to be off your feet for
like 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. I was careful for 3 days, or I should say, I was off my feet for 2 days. Light load for 3 days. Not consecutive. Then one more, and then one more of being careful.
And then he was trying to be back in the saddle at 5 when they said to wait 7. Always an overachiever, that one.
Yeah. Well, I will say what's awesome is it's doctor's orders. Like, get in bed, don't move. So like, and there was this video game that I rented and really liked, and it was boom on sale that weekend, and I was like, oh, how awesome is that? So I like played that all weekend.
Okay.
I watched like 4 movies. It was awesome. You get your ball sack cut open, but like you get to watch movies and play video games.
Right.
So anyway, recovery, blah blah blah. You have to go back for a test, and
it's not like you're making another human being exit your body or anything.
I'm making millions of other beings.
Let's circle back to what that has to do with your day on Friday.
Tube of my vast deferens.
Okay.
Anyway, you heal and stuff, and you have to go back and get test your sperm count and stuff like that.
You have to take in samples
before you are officially cleared. You have to have 2 consecutive tests. You take one test at 30 days and another test at 60 days. 30 days, I clear.
Woohoo!
Boom. And I was like, sweet. And okay, we called it you have to do your homework to make sure you clear the pipes. So it's kind of funny. Or it's like, I gotta go do my homework. Okay. Anyway, like I don't think I ever told you this. I kept a tally on my phone.
Oh, gross.
Well, no, it's
but
for science.
Necessary, right?
It was because I read an article that said if you, and I'm sorry, people, I'm going to use grown-up words. Deal with it. And if you know me personally, you're going to hear me say the word ejaculate. Just listen to it. Ejaculate.
Okay, we're burying the lead real deep right now.
You have to do it. It said on average like 20 to 30 times, and you should be clear. Kept a tally. Hit the tally.
Oh, I didn't know this. This is news to me, listeners, so I'm learning right along with you about the tally and meeting the tally.
I stopped counting because I'm like, I'm good.
After the first test, you hit the tally? Or before?
I think I was at like 23 at the first test.
All I'm thinking over here right now, guys, and girls, when the hell did he find the time to do this? But anyway, that's beyond the point. Continue, husband. Just continue.
Hey, we've said in episodes before, you got to make time for yourself.
This is very true.
So, the first test, and it's funny, like you have to take they give you a little container.
They give you little cups.
You write your name on
Specimen
it.
cups.
And let me say, if there's any gentlemen listening, so imagine having to express yourself. And then they give you like a little pill bottle looking cup.
I almost started singing.
Yeah, man, it really sets the mood when you're like, I have to extract a sample and aim it into this tiny little pill bottle. And yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
So anyway, pass the first test. Have I said that yet?
Yes.
I know I've said it 3 times.
It's okay.
And I was like, great. And then the second test, I was all excited. I'm like, freaking, I felt like doing the little, like John Travolta at the beginning of Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, okay.
Doing that, walking
You're
into
gonna
the thing, just flipping my sample like a coin, like, yeah. And doing that thing where, like, you got a baseball and you bounce it off your elbow, throw it from hand to hand, bounce,
Yes.
Harlem Globetrotter shit.
Sure.
I'm trying to paint the picture, dear.
It's a beautiful, elegant
And then the bottle,
picture.
The cap fell off, and I'm just kidding. It didn't happen. But I go up, and I'm like, here's my second sample. There you go. And they're like, okay, write your name and stuff. And they're like, all right, we'll call you with the results. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get the call tonight. I'm going to light a candle. And, like, I wasn't going to tell you anything. I was just going to, like, that night, just be like, baby. Put on some Barry White, light a candle, and be like, shit's happening. But then they gave me the call, and they're like, okay, your first sample was clear, and you need 2 consecutive tests before we declare you clear. That's my receptionist voice. And they're like, however, this test was not clear. And I was just like, whoa. Dead Pac-Man noise. And I was just, like, so deflated. I was like, God damn it, how does this happen? And then, like, I was kind of dejected, and it was like, I'm going to be one of those fucking people that, like, it's like less than 1% where the vas deferens, even though they, like, clip out a centimeter's worth of tube and cauterize the ends, I'm going to be that person where it grows back.
Yeah. I mean,
I have a reputation.
You have very strong swimmers.
People call me super sperm.
Like, They're hanging on for dear life in there.
And it's, yeah.
Literally.
So I guess I have a very high sperm count. Yeah. So that test, and I was like, fine. Okay. And they're like, you can come back in 2 or 3 weeks. We'll start over. And I'm like, okay. So that was why one of the appointments Friday was that test. Hilariously, since I ran out of containers, I was like, what do I do? And they're like, oh, you can just use like Tupperwares.
You had to go to like 2 different stores.
Yeah. They didn't, the ones at, the dollar store were too big, and I was like, I'm not going to have that much. So I went and got, it's those little ones that you'd put like side dishes in, or
like condiment size.
Yeah, or like that you'd put some like dip for your lunch.
Yeah.
Made my own dip.
Gross.
So anyway, like I was like, okay, positive thoughts. And then I got the call, and they were like, okay, and they have to run you through the whole spiel. They're like, okay, your first sample was clear, and you have to have 2 consecutive tests. I'm like, okay, get on with it.
Your second sample wasn't.
And then they said, okay, your second sample had some live sperm and some dead sperm, and that's normal. And then they're like, okay, this one had 1 dead sperm. And
I don't know why it's so funny.
What's funny is Nevi was it was in the car. So I in my head I went, because we were driving to the other doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And in my head I went, God damn it. Because you have to start the whole thing over again.
Right.
You have to do 2 samples.
No, you have to do 2 more.
Yeah. And and I just went, oh man. I really wanted to be like, I really tried. I studied so hard. I studied so hard for my test.
I did my homework.
So and they're like, okay, this one you had 1 dead sperm, and I'm like, what if that was the last one?
It very well could
and
be.
He was like a spermie crawling through the desert, like, I gotta get back to my family, gotta work for my life.
There's nobody left.
And then it's like, splat. And then like, he met the little sauce container, and but he was like, the one. What if that was the one out of the millions that were in there?
What if that was your boy?
Well, that wouldn't be known until after
that's true,
my sperm and your ovum meet, have a date or two.
But that could be the one that meets and is like, I'm going to be a dude.
I have 3 girls who are all very different. So it'll, as long as we get Sydney in hockey real quick. Anyway.
We'll see how that goes.
But so, yeah. That was my week. I went a little long with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sarah kind of has a funny story.
I do.
That went with this.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, dear.
So I was visiting, as I said, with my friends' parents. And I mean, I've known this friend a very long time. And her parents are practically like my other parents at this point. So I bring mom up to speed on what's going on with us, and it was the evening after this had all happened, so I mentioned, it's because she's like, well, you just gave your car seat to someone on the way down, what if you need that? And I'm like, oh, we don't need it. Like, okay, back, hang on a second, I gotta take off my sweater, I'm a little warm. So I gave my car seat to a friend whose sister-in-law is about to have a baby, because we don't need it anymore, but you can't donate car seats. It's hard to donate them because, it could have been an accident. Anyway, I know this person pretty well, so she took it off my hands, and I told them this, and she's like, well, best friend's mom is like, well, it's Shelby's mom. Shelby's like a fixture on our podcast. Hi, Shelby. Anyway.
She was the maid of honor in
your
wedding. So
yeah, so big deal. So...
Your wedding. Our wedding.
So I'm telling Brenda about this, and I totally just used her name. I hope she doesn't care.
She signed a waiver.
And she's like, oh, but you might need that car seat. And I said, no, we really won't. I said, Luke had a vasectomy. She's like, oh, okay, so you really won't. I said, yeah, well, it's taken a little bit longer than we thought to, be clear because you have to do the test. And she just looks me straight in the eye and goes, oh, honey, you got to clean out those pipes.
I thought she said fire hose.
Oh, I don't know. She may have said both.
You said fire hose to me. That's why I thought it was funny.
Oh, maybe she did.
Oh,
I'm not the best storyteller.
Well, when you told me
As
it, you said, honey, you got to clean out that fire hose.
You got to do the work. So, I've done some of the work. I'm going to be honest.
Not 23 times.
Well, there's only so many hours in the day.
24. To be exact.
Anyway.
So, that's funny. We like to laugh.
We do.
So, that was our week.
I feel like we just talked a lot. We have so much other stuff to cover this week.
Well, this
might be a little bit of a long one. It's okay.
Giggity. So, we got a couple more questions this week.
We did.
So, should we start with the more lighthearted one or the one that's more serious? And they both kind of relate to parenting. I say we start with the very parenting one first.
Okay. First off, disclaimer. I have a disclaimer about parenting in general. It's hard. And I'm not saying that for like sympathy or anything like that. It's hard work though, raising tiny humans. And
Diligent.
I think, yes. And I think in today's climate, it's become almost a religion to some people. So there's a lot of criticism. There's a lot of shaming and judgment. And it's like, it's so hard. And the whole it takes a village, I agree with.
So hard.
And you totally derailed me. Hang on.
I'm pretty good at that.
The thing that really grinds my gears about the whole parenting thing is all like people who criticize famous people, rich people, what have you, of hiring help. By God, if we had the money, I would have a cook, I would have a maid, I would have a nanny, and I would be able to dedicate so much more of myself to my family because I wouldn't feel so exhausted by all that mundane cooking and cleaning and maintenance work for everyone and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
we
I
still
just
do the nurturing.
right. I mean,
They just do all the boring stuff.
well, and sometimes it's as simple as when you have to pick between cleaning your house or playing with your kids, it's hard because you can't always pick
Well, and it dawned on me
the
today.
kids.
Parenting is inconvenience. Not inconvenient. It's learning to deal with minor inconveniences for the betterment of the lives of others.
True.
So, me, I used to play a lot of video games. Now I'm like, if I started playing one, I'm gonna go, oh yay, this is fun. Sydney's gonna need something, and I go, okay, put it down, do it. You can never do what you want to do, and you just
That's not true.
no,
never.
It's not that but I'm saying and then there's little things that you have to do for others. Mm-hmm. For instance, go look for gift cards that somebody may have lost for Toys R Us.
So we only went to Toys R Us today because we had gift cards left over from Sydney's birthday back in October. And I was like, we were trying to kill some time before our groceries were ready to pick up. And I'm like, well, we could go to Toys R Us and find something. Because she doesn't, I feel like she has a lot of toys. But at the same time, compared to some children, she does not. So we picked out a little car set, and
She likes little cars.
she does. They're made by that. It's like the rubbery, geometric.
It looks like a wireframe.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're at the checkout.
we're at the checkout, and I can't find the gift cards because it was 2 gift cards. It was like a $15 balance between the two of them.
So it's just where I do the if anybody out there watches the TV show Futurama, the character Kif, whenever he sighs, it's like, I'll go to the car and look.
They weren't in the car.
As I was walking out, I'm just thinking family life is all about learning to live with inconvenience.
It really is.
And it's just that the thought crossed me, and I was thinking about all the things you want to do, and then you're like right when you start enjoying yourself, somebody needs something. Mm-hmm. Okay, do my duty.
Right.
But we do it because we love them and stuff. I'm not complaining.
Right.
It was just a funny thing. Learn to deal with it. Sons
Well,
of bitches.
I just circling back to the whole online shaming of people who pay for help.
Now,
Maybe the people who pay for help don't have family to help.
People who pay for someone else to raise their kids,
Well, that's different.
they can go fuck themselves.
Right.
But if it's just like, if you can afford a cook or whatever, like, son of a bitch, if we had like a diet, or a personal chef that came in and like once a week and said like, I prepared all your meals.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Stick them in the oven for X amount of time,
Right.
and you're good.
But I mean, deep down, the people who criticize and shame, they're just jealous. Like, seriously. Like, who doesn't want some help around their house when they have small children? Like, if you say no to that, like, you're kidding yourself. And you're insane if you take joy in cleaning everything all the
You're a
time.
dirty liar.
You really are. Shut up. Sorry.
I know Sarah just wanted to bring that up.
I did. It crossed my mind this week.
We had both of our questions were pertaining to either like having children or like the actual art of pushing them out.
I like that you called it an art. Nice.
Or
because it was. It's art.
Or like parenting in general. So
Right.
Sarah wanted to bring that up.
So which one did we decide to do first? Okay. So we had 2 questions this week. We appreciate your feedback and keep the questions coming. You can email us at hesaidshesaiidpc@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, He Said, She Said Podcast. You can send us a message on there, or we're also on Instagram as He Said, She Said PC with the @ symbol in front of it. I never remember to say @ before I say the Instagram name. Anyway, follow along if you already do. Thanks. Like our stuff. Send us a message. Ask us a question. If you want to make a question up and try and stump us, please do. We encourage it.
We just need shit to talk about.
We really,
to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. If you don't send us questions, we're going to like give you a list of random things we find online to talk about. So anyway, let's get to our questions of the week.
All right.
Let me pull them up here on my phone that's almost dead. Okay. So, dear Luke and Sarah, do you have any experience with child anxiety? Do you have any suggestions for dealing with it? Thanks. Big fan. Signed, Hermione.
That's our fake name for this one.
I like it.
Well, Hermione.
So, do you want to go first or want me to?
Well, I just do want to point out, we do our middle child has, along with the ADHD, she does struggle with anxiety.
Right.
And we don't medicate her for that.
No.
However, we have experience with showing her ways to cope.
Right. And we're looking into getting her into counseling just because
that's probably the best bet.
she
needs coping skills.
Yeah, and living in the situation she lives in, like with a blended family, we all get along really well, but it's still not a traditional nuclear family type situation for her. So that's always a little tougher to navigate for a kid.
I guess we can just talk about our experiences with her,
Right?
How we
That's
deal
what
with it, and maybe experiences if we know any like friends, children that we deal with stuff. And we are by no means professional child psychologists. This is based purely on our experiences,
Right.
So mainly her experiences are when she thinks she's going to be in trouble, or when problem solving, and where she could like stop, think about the problem, fix it, and move on. No big deal. Mm-hmm. Sometimes she freezes up and just cries. Mm-hmm. And we've learned that that's a problem with anxiety.
There have been a couple instances too. These haven't happened in a long time where like things bubble up to the surface and like it appears that she's upset over something really trivial. Right. But then once we talk to her, it's like, well, I'm just so worried that when I grow up, I won't be able to have enough money to pay for someplace to live. And how am I going to get my driver's license? Stuff like that comes up.
She'll hear things. She'll hear somebody say something. And it could be something she probably heard weeks ago, like in passing on a TV
or even on the
store.
news. Like I watch the Today Show in the morning.
And like she said stuff like that. There was one time she started eating very slow.
I forgot about that.
And this is just one of the symptoms or the manifestations of the anxiety. Mm-hmm. She was eating so slow, and to the point where we're like, okay, sweetheart, it's taking you
an hour.
Like an hour
to eat a piece of pizza.
Yeah, and we're just like, what's going on? And we eventually get it out of her that she's chewing very, very well because she's scared to choke.
Now, this surfaced right after Sydney started solids. And we talked a lot about how, because she's like, well, why can't she just eat normal food like
Right.
us? And we had to explain, like, she doesn't have any teeth. She could choke. And we think it, like, manifested.
I still think maybe somebody at school said something.
Somebody at
That's
school said
usually
something.
What happens.
Kids sometimes
exaggerate.
Well, they exaggerate, but and they also, even older kids regress a little bit when a
I know.
new
And
sibling
let's
comes
also
along.
remember, she hangs around with mostly boys.
Yeah.
Because they're into all the same things.
Well, at
she's
least she
into.
did back then. She has lots of little girlfriends this year.
Sorry, forgive all the throat noises. I'm having a little sinusy thing.
You got a gunk going on back there.
Yeah.
Ugh, get it out.
But I can tell you from experience, boys like to one-up each other and tell cool stories and stuff, so there's a possibility that could happen. But we had to, like, calmly tell her, like, you want to validate, like, you're allowed to have these worries and opinions, but this is not one of them.
Right.
Like, just eat your food normally. We promise you're going to be fine.
Well, because she suddenly started, like, things that she had eaten for a long time and liked, all of a sudden she didn't like. And I'm like, sweetie, it's because you're taking 15 minutes to chew one bite of it. And it probably, the taste gets weird. It gets all mushy in your face from chewing it for like 10, 15 minutes, the same bite. Like, the flavor goes away and you just have this, like,
yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
So there's that. She used to get extremely frustrated with homework to the point of tears. Like if she didn't understand a math problem, instead of stopping and working it out,
well, she would just sit
she
there
would
and
just
stare
sit there
at
and
it.
stare at it and cry. She used to get
And she wouldn't tell
upset.
us didn't know what she was doing too.
Yeah.
She would just wait.
She has anxiety about asking for help in
Yeah.
school. She used to. She's a lot better now. But she used to be afraid to tell us her opinions.
Yeah.
Cute story, real quick. I am a big Weird Al Yankovic fan. I say that with absolutely no irony. I've been a fan. I think I was 6 or 7 years old when I heard the first Weird Al song I heard was the Brady Bunch parody of Safety Dance. The Brady Bunch.
Okay.
I just want to sing it.
Just move on. Just keep going. Push through. Fight the urge.
It's so hard. I got the lyrics in my head right now. I got the music in my soul.
He's dancing right now, listeners. It's
See,
kind
that
of
would be a time
adorable.
where you would use Boomerang and be popular 6 months ago. Anyway,
like a year or two.
at Nevi, she heard me playing it, and there was a couple songs she liked, and like she liked Weird Al. I took her to a concert. She loves Weird Al now, which I'm just like, yay.
Can I
Anyway.
tell the rest of the story?
And so then she had a question for Sarah, and don't forget to say the name of the song.
Oh, I won't. So, I think you were at hockey. So it was just me and Nevi, and we were in the kitchen. I think it was before Sydney was born. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. She asked if I had a favorite Weird Al song. And I said, not really. Like, I like the little polkas he does of, like, popular songs. Those are kind of funny. And then I asked her what her favorite was, and she told me. And then she's like, do you have a least favorite Weird Al song? And I said, yeah, probably, because I'm not a huge fan. But anyway, then I said, do you have a least favorite Weird Al song? She's like, yes. There's one I really don't like at all, but I'm afraid to tell Dad because I don't want him to be sad that
Disappointed.
I don't want him to be disappointed. That's right. And I'm like, oh, sweetie. And she told me what it was. I was like, well, which one is it? Because I needed to know at this point. And she was very serious. Like, this was like a very like traumatic thing for her. She's like, Weasel Stomping Day. It's just so mean and cruel. Why do you have to stomp on weasels? Like, she was so serious. And I was like, I was so like on the verge of laughing, but of course I did not. So I just explained to her, I said, you don't have to love every single thing Dad loves just because he loves them. You can appreciate them. And I said, you can downright not like some of the songs of someone you like. I have many musicians that I pick and choose, and there's some songs I like and there's some songs I don't. So anyway, yeah, it was just, she was so serious about it. And I
Yeah.
said, sweetie, I was like, it is okay.
Then, like, the next day, she told me in the car, and she was like, yeah, I gotta tell you something. And again, she was so serious about it. And I was like, honey, I don't want you to ever feel like your opinions don't matter.
Right. Well, and
so
that
it
you
was
have
an-
to like something simply because a man in your life does. Because that's
anyway,
bullshit.
but- Or a woman.
Or anyone for that matter. You can have opinions.
However, the
For and against
point
things.
being, like, she had this anxiety inside of her because she was like, I'm going to disappoint my dad.
Right. Because
And
he's
it was
such a
ba-
big fan.
And it was based on her making her own opinions. And
Right.
critical thinking is so important to us.
Yeah.
So anyway, ways that we deal with it.
Well, I have
Well,
a couple
the way
other
we
things.
solved that one was just reassuring her that, like,
Right.
honey, your opinions matter.
Right.
Whatever we think, whatever your friends think, whatever you see on TV, if you have an opinion and we
Right.
don't agree with it,
That's okay.
it's still your opinion.
Right.
And I'm going to be more proud of you for sticking up for yourself
Exactly.
than just molding yourself to become whoever is around you.
Exactly.
Like, I would feel myself a failure as a parent if she just grows up to, like, I just want to be like everyone else.
Right.
I want her to be an individual, and, like, if she becomes the little weirdo who makes awesome art and, like, does weird shit that's groundbreaking, I'm gonna be the proudest parent ever. So I just used encouragement and a teachable moment.
Yeah. I mean, she still gets her moments of frustration. Like her charger she has a Samsung tablet, I think.
Piece
is
of
what-
shit. is what it's called.
It was a really
Hey,
good
remember
deal.
when we were promoting other things earlier?
Right.
We're demoting Samsung tablets.
I mean, it was a really good deal, but like we've gone through 2 chargers now. Anyway, she was really frustrated
It's a
because you go to plug in the charger and it like won't connect right, and she got real frustrated. And
I do want to jump in that I broke the first charger.
but this is the second one.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, she was about to cry, like I could tell, and I said, "Why are you about to cry about this?" I said, "That's okay." Because that's a big thing with me. Because for a very long time, you could tell, I don't want to cry. It just comes out sometimes. And I understand that. I said, honey, I
do too, actually.
You have to let that out. It's like a valve. You have to just let them out sometimes and feel those icky, bad feelings and experience them and then calm down and fix the problem. Because, I mean, if you don't, they just get like shoved deep, deep, deep down inside your soul.
and they manifest as a tumor.
They fester and then they explode one day, and then you are like inconsolable, you know? So that's my approach with her when she does get upset to the point of tears. I always tell her, I said, you know, I'm sorry you're disappointed, because that happened a couple weeks ago. There was a talent show at school. She was super stoked about it.
We dropped the ball on this.
We kind of forgot.
Well, I will say we were very iffy on it because
We were. She
in
wants
all-
to sing.
Well, in all honesty, her school has some very, very talented
Mm-hmm.
kids. They had an all-school musical last year that was like they did a musical that high school kids can't do.
Right.
It was amazing.
It was really good.
It was big set pieces and it was amazing. And the kids who were the stars of the show were like, they're just fucking amazing. Excellent singers and stuff. And like, I'm talking like Hollywood level, like,
It was really good.
It was amazing. So anyway, like Nevi's getting there. She's working and learning and we wrote songs together and stuff and she's really practicing. But like, she's never sang in front of a crowd. She's never had to really memorize a song,
And by herself.
do
like,
something by herself.
Yeah.
And we were kind of on the fence. And
Well,
we're like,
the flyer comes home a couple weeks before,
Yeah,
and she's
and-
all jazzed.
But we were like, practice it.
Right.
Let's revisit this.
Right.
And let's go for it.
and
But then like the week after, she's like, oh,
no, it was the week. Okay, the week before. You had to sign up by the Wednesday before. The Friday of the talent show, she comes out of school because I pick her up from school every day, and she's just so jazzed. And I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, because I knew she couldn't be in it at that point because we didn't sign her up. So I'm like, okay.
if we were those parents, we could have got her in, but we're just not.
We're not, and she wasn't prepared. And I didn't do it harshly at all, but I said, sweetheart, have you been practicing every day? Have we talked about this? And she's like, oh. And I said, the deadline to sign up was Wednesday, and we missed that. And that's partially me and Dad's fault, but it's also like you have, if you really want to do something. And then she got a little upset and she cried about it a little. And I said, are you a little disappointed that you don't get to be in the talent show? And she said, yes. And I said, okay. I said, feel that feeling. It's okay to be upset about that. It's upsetting. But you have to think about it this way. Like, if you really want to do something like this, you have to put a little effort into getting there. And I said, I'm really sorry you're disappointed. And she went down into her room for about maybe like 5 minutes when we got home from school.
Collect herself.
Yeah. And she came upstairs and she's like, what can I have for a snack? And then she was fine. Like, she's never snapped out of being upset about something to the point of tears that quickly ever.
She's getting better.
I felt pretty proud of myself.
A lot of just what we're doing.
It's like, how you react to.
We step one, I think, is we acknowledge that their problem is valid. Mm-hmm. No matter what it is, we got to say, hey, it's okay that you're upset about this. Right,
exactly.
So, like, and I always got to remember, one of the best pieces of advice I ever heard for children, you have to remember that everything they're doing right now is the most important thing that's ever happened in their life.
Exactly.
Our 1.5-year-old, when she plays with her blocks, those blocks will change the goddamn world. You take those blocks away, we just killed her world.
Right.
And the thing, like, the talent show, that was the most important thing in her world right then.
So excited.
And we're sitting there just thinking, like, we're going to owe on taxes and fucking politics are in the shitter and whatever the fuck. And like,
the world is on fire.
Right. And like, you know, the world's on fire and you're worried about a goddamn talent show. Like, you can't be like that.
You can't.
You have to acknowledge the importance of their problem.
Exactly. Do you know what's funny about that whole situation? I was like, maybe let's talk to Dad if you want to go and watch. She didn't give a shit about going and watching.
Hold on. I will get to how we fixed it, though. Just in this particular instance. So the anxiety hits, and she had a legitimate reason to be sad, but with her, it's a little bit more like she doesn't know how to control when her feelings come out. She has trouble getting a hold of her feelings.
And that's not, I don't feel like that's anything with her ADHD. That's a girl thing.
Well, I know, but it's also a way to attack, like, your child is having a problem.
Right.
How do you fix it? So acknowledge the problem. Then, like, calm. You know, let them know it's okay and they need to take deep breaths. Right. Calm down. It's okay. And then you find a solution. And our solution was, okay, you're into this. You need to practice, buckle down, get better. Remind us, because we got a million fucking things going on right now. And I said that to her. I'm just kidding. No. And then you need to put the Band-Aid on. So, like, you give her something to work towards.
Right.
So I put 2 Band-Aids on this problem. Band-Aid number 1 is I talked to her about, like, hey, you know what? If you're really serious about this, and in her school, they're required to do either band or orchestra in the 5th grade. 6th grade, they don't really have to. So she picked the cello. And she's in 5th grade. And, like, she's doing well. She's improving. She can play songs, and it's great. She's just not having fun.
She doesn't like it.
So we told her, try your best. Finish up the year. If you're not into it, you don't have to. Next year, you can just do choir. However, and I was like, how would you feel if we got you a vocal coach? Just go have vocal lessons. And I was like, you can learn how to harness your voice and how to really make it powerful. What's funny is she said to me, she's like, I think she meant, like, to sing loud.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, I don't think I want to sing like that. I think I want to sing, like, soft and nice. And I was like, no, I mean, like, how to control your stomach muscles and stuff to make your voice project more. And she's like, I think I'd like that. Anyway, that was thing 1.
She'll be good at that. She's loud. She already speaks.
Well, in her choir concert, I could pick out her voice, and she did so well.
Some people, like me, I have it as well. Like, it's just how she's always spoken.
Anyway, the other solution was she likes to write songs with me, and we have these recording software and stuff. So I recorded music to the song she wrote about xenomorphs from the Alien movies, which we have not let her watch the movies. She watched me play a video game and was like, what is that? And she had something, and now she's all into aliens. So she wrote this song called Alien Song. It's
kind of the longest running thing she's been into, because I think it's because she knows when she's a little bit older, she does get to watch the movies. So she's like hanging on, like,
Barring maturity setback, I think 12 years old. I watched it when I was 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So,
I think
But
she would be fine now.
we recorded
but
the song.
She's so well adjusted.
And she thought it was so cool to like do the headphones and the like the expensive, like cool recording software and microphone and everything. She had so much fun. So if anybody wants to hear the song, just go to YouTube and search Toy Bonbon, one word, alien song.
It's TOYBONBON.
Yeah,
It's
and
from
Bonbon is one word. It's from her Five Nights at Freddy's game.
This
We should do a
game.
whole episode on weird shit kids are into.
Oh, we should.
And then weird shit we were into. Anyway, and we recorded a song. She was so happy. The last I checked, she had 80-something views on her, because she made a little video with the song we recorded, and it's on YouTube. So, Toy Bonbon Alien Song. And it's
pretty awesome.
Freaking adorable. And her icon's like a little bunny-looking thing that she drew. It's so cute. And she was so happy. She's showing it to people, and
she loves that she puts videos on YouTube. She goes, "I'm a YouTuber now."
that's another thing. That's
sweet.
another thing we did to help kind of quell, and it's an outlet. That's another thing with dealing with the anxiety. You got to give the child an outlet.
Yes.
Give them. Do they want to play an instrument? Let's try that. What do you think? Give them a guitar, plug it into a amplifier, just make that shit loud. Put some headphones on and let them go to town.
What do they say about idle hands? Isn't there a saying about that?
Idle hands are the devil's playthings.
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
it's
but
so... I mean, it's for
however,
your mind, though. If you think about it, like...
That saying is for masturbating, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hey, did you know the root of graham crackers? I love graham crackers, so I know this.
Go ahead.
Graham crackers were invented by a Puritan who wanted to make a snack that wasn't so sweet that people might get excited and masturbate. So he tried to make a snack that was bland yet enjoyable.
I think he succeeded.
He did. I love graham crackers.
He really does.
And
Do
after
the-
I eat
do
them,
the
I don't
Stewie.
masturbate. But Brian, I want some graham crackers. Every time I eat them, Sarah goes, graham crackers. Anyway, so, find an outlet for them.
Yeah.
So one of the things we did, and we let our daughter know that if you really work hard and do all this stuff, she's been teaching herself the software for like Photoshop and video editing and things. And we said, okay, you can finally have your own YouTube channel. And she was like, it's a dream come true.
She's
My
like,
dream came true.
This is the best day of my life.
I'm a YouTuber now.
It was so
great.
sweet.
And she's so happy. But we gave her an outlet, and like, she's ever bored, like, go work on one of your videos.
Well, she doesn't. We don't. She very rarely is she like, I'm bored. She never says that.
I think we're diverging a little into just
We are
talking about this child.
So let's circle back
So
to
dealing with a child
with
a
anxiety.
child anxiety. So give them an outlet. I
well,
think is the
first
biggest thing.
is validate
Validate
their feelings.
their problems.
Maybe not even tell them it's okay, because sometimes saying it's okay with
No,
a
no.
child who's having like an anxiety issue.
Not like, I should say, don't say, it's okay that you're upset that the thumbtacks were not organized by color. It's more like, it's okay that you're upset.
Right.
But what you're upset about, it's not that big a deal. Let me show you how easy this is. Make it
Right.
a teachable moment.
Right.
Or
Or just tell them like...
don't
'cause
make them feel stupid, but let them know that like, it's okay to be upset.
It is.
Let's work this out together.
And like, I'm here.
You have to give them the tools.
Well, and sometimes like, it's okay. It will be okay. Like for a kid with really bad anxiety, they don't believe that. So
Yeah.
you have to almost just go with, I'm here. I hear you. I see you. It's valid. I'm here.
I guess, yeah. Sometimes
And then
you
sometimes,
just gotta ride
and you
out
have
the
to,
storm.
and you have to distract.
Yeah.
That's also like, especially with like younger kids.
Math homework last year.
Yes. It was bad.
This same child she just didn't get it.
Mm-mm.
And it was before we were diagnosed
And
with ADHD.
before she had her medicine.
She was not medicated, and she just, certain things she just didn't get, just didn't click.
We would run into, she would think she understood it, and she very well could have understood it at school, but she would get home from school, and like, kids are tired when they get home from school. She doesn't remember.
When she would get so upset, she was like, I thought I did it right, and we
Right.
got it. We're like, it's okay. And sometimes, like, she just couldn't get it together. And you got to weather the storm sometimes.
But yeah.
And I understand there's different degrees of anxiety. What we deal with is a lot of, like, it's mostly worry. I'm worried I'm not going to get this math right. And hers is like worry and disappointment. Like, she doesn't know how to deal with those very well. And there's other types of anxiety that may manifest in anger. It may manifest in, I mean, there's, it's scary, but in the future, there's some kids that, like, they hurt themselves to cope. And that's all about, like, they found an outlet, like the kids who cut and stuff like that. Like, they found that outlet, and it's just like, maybe just head that off at the pass and give them an outlet before something like that happens.
Right.
I suggest heavy metal guitar. So
hey,
if
man.
anybody out there still needs an answer, I don't have a guitar to sell. I have guitars, just you can't have them. Get your own.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't want
It's
to.
got real dark.
Didn't want to get that lost in translation. I think we rambled on that, but
we did. Hopefully, we helped you, Hermione.
yeah. Sorry. I think the biggest thing is to get on their level, acknowledge that they have a problem, and then you got to go. Do I either ride out the storm, or is there a way that we can finesse this into a teachable moment? And
Right.
just, you know.
And sometimes, like, it sucks, but you have to look at your kid and say, disappointment is a part of life.
That's true. Sometimes you got to teach them,
Like, the thing about parenting is you want your kids to be happy, and that's what all parents say all the time. And it's like,
that is not preparing them for real life.
It's not. It's so not. Like, think about your day as an adult, not as a parent adult, just as an adult in general. Are you happy 100% of the time?
Fuck no.
No.
Yeah. So
Never.
I don't know.
So,
I think we
yeah.
probably half answered your question.
Yeah.
Hey, I already said we're not professionals.
We're not.
Fuck you want? We're not making any money off this.
Take that, put that in your pipe and smoke
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Hermione.
I hope it gave you a little bit.
And I hope it
Hermione.
made you smile.
And
in the process.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hermione. So we got just a few minutes left. I think this question
Well, we might just have an extra long episode. Maybe
It's-
it'll morph into 2 episodes. This could be part 1 and part 2. We'll see how long.
I don't think it will.
It might.
Nah.
I think we have a lot to say about this next
Nah.
question.
I bet we can knock this out in 15 more minutes.
I don't think so. We're not rushing through. We're not going to jip our other listener.
Rushing through. Rushing, get it? Okay.
We're not going to jip her.
Hey, you shouldn't say gyp. That's,
Is that a thing?
yeah, gypsies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like,
Oh, I just realized what that meant. Blonde moment. I was blonde as a child.
what was funny is I
just
used to work with a guy from Czechoslovakia, or Czech Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
And he told me that, but like he hated gypsies. He didn't hide it.
Well, let's not sell our other listener
Sorry.
short. Is that offensive at all?
Are they gypsy?
No.
Then who cares?
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, go.
Okay.
Let's hang on one sec.
Okay.
Let's refresh our drinks.
Oh, I'm good, but you can
And,
refresh yours.
Okay.
Okay, so our second email of the evening is this.
Where's it from?
Well, that's at the end.
Oh.
I always do the signature. Okay.
Okay.
So, Luke and Sarah, I want to know what my husband thinks of my post-baby body. I know I feel different about it, and there are visible changes from pre-baby. I feel asking him will only lead to him telling me what I want to hear. How should I proceed? Any advice? Yours truly, Marge Simpson. I do a mean Marge. Want me to do it?
Sure. That is a mean Marge.
I mean, I'm pretty good at it. I get a
I
lot
can
of
probably take the lead on this one.
practice. Well,
Okay, I mean, to
It
answer her
is-
question, how should you proceed? Don't ask. He is going to tell you what you want to hear. So, let's do a little role play. Okay, pretend you just had a baby.
well, I kind of did.
I mean, like, okay. And, I want to tell you what you don't want to hear.
Oh.
Not you personally, but I'm just
I
like,
don't know if I want to play this game.
okay, maybe we won't do that.
Okay. kidding.
But what's going to happen is like,
Well, okay, so
it's that
here's...
whole, no, we don't even have to do that. It's that whole thing of, it goes all the way back to like high school girls. Do you think I'm fat? And you go like, why would you ask that? Oh my God, you think I'm fat? You do, don't you?
I don't...
No matter what you say, you're wrong.
Well, okay, so there's a couple different factors at play
I
here.
got tater tots stuck in my throat.
She says that she herself feels differently about her body, which I can totally understand. Like, I speak from experience. Your body feels different. It is different, like 100%.
Yes.
Another human being inhibited it and then exited it. There are significant changes for some women. I can't speak personally to significant changes because I will say I didn't know this until after I had a baby. I kind of had a mom bod before I had a baby because it's not that different. Like, I carry the weight a little bit more in my booty. Mm-hmm. I got a little more, but that's also just because I kind of lost my running hobby because of time and all.
Works out well for you that I'm an ass man.
Exactly. So, not a big issue. But what I'm saying is, even small changes, women notice those things.
Right.
So she feels differently about her bod.
The question was, how should I proceed?
Right.
As far as, how do I tell my husband that,
well, it's...
you know, do you really want to know?
But I think
and I'm not saying that, like, because your husband is going to answer truthfully.
To an extent.
You're my wife. You love my life. You look great. You just shat out a baby. I'm pretty sure he's going to acknowledge that, and that's okay. I think he will understand that there are going to be like anatomical changes. It's like your lower abs probably not going to be in prime condition for a little while, and that's okay. If he expects you to be like model bod, tell him to go fuck himself.
I can get behind that. I mean, it's hard because relationships are very intertwined, and when you yourself as the lady have gone through these changes, and I can speak to this, it messes with how you feel about yourself, and that kind of gets projected onto your partner, and like you're so conscious of how you feel about those changes and what you look like now that you can't help but wonder, well, have the way that they see me, is that changed too? Like, it's almost like I feel she might be feeling, I wish he could see my body the way I do. And like, because part of me thinks she's proud of, like, I mean, she made these people, you know?
Yeah. Mothers in general.
Right. And like, isn't that, if you really love someone, like, regardless of the changes that they go through, like, they're his people too.
Yeah. I would
hypothetically.
say this too. I think a good way, is he pestering you to have sex? Because if he is, chances are like he's just fine with that.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too terribly worried about it. But to answer the question, no, that's not a question to have. It's not a conversation to have, because it's just going to go back to that old high school thing. See that girl? You think she's pretty? Like, I'm just saying, it's that conversation that there's no right answer to.
Yeah.
Whatever the perfect answer you think you're going to hear, like, it's not what you're going to hear. And like, the answer is going to be either like, oh, babe, you look better than ever. And then you're going to be like, you're full of shit. Or he's going to say, well, you had a baby. There's going to be some changes, and that's okay. And then you're going to be like, so I'm fat, you asshole.
Well, I mean, maybe, okay, here's my take on how to proceed. I wouldn't go down that road because, I mean, you said it yourself.
May I quote Pet Sematary? Sorry.
No, go on.
Not go down that road.
Sean will appreciate that. Sean, you better be listening.
I don't think this podcast is Sean's cup of tea.
Hi, Sean. I'm going to start texting him every day. Sean Crabtree.
His wife might like it.
Oh, I said his last name.
It doesn't matter.
The world will know. Anyway, so Okay. Dang it. I completely forgot what I was going to say now because you just had to go talk about Pet Cemetery.
You said don't go down that road of
Okay.
the conversation.
Right. So you yourself said that you expect him to tell you what you want to hear. So why not just kind of like try to put that out of your mind? Do what you need to do to get back to a happy place with your body. Listen, sister, let me just give you a little spiel here.
Spanx.
You grew a baby inside your body.
That child's going to vote one day.
Like a whole person with opinions and likes and dislikes. And like, I used to think it was really hokey and annoying when people called babies miracles. But it's crazy. I know it's science. Like, it's science. Like, we're animals, and that's how we reproduce. But as human beings who are, like, sentient beings, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. And
I'm
like,
a sentient being.
Stop it.
I think the wine's hitting.
You know, whatever. You have to stop doing that when I'm on a roll. You just ruined it. It's gone now.
Maybe it was time to end it.
Maybe it was. Anyway, you love you in the current state that you're in because, like, for better, for worse, he married you. I'm assuming you're married.
And if you're not, that's okay. We don't. If you're not traditional,
if you're not married, that's fine too. But he made this baby with you, and obviously he's still in the picture because you're asking this question.
Yeah.
Did she say husband in the email?
Oh, I wasn't listening.
I'm gonna look. Oh, you. I feel like we're really jipping Marge Simpson on her
You're
advice.
really wedding?
Dang it! We need to give her our full support and
All right.
opinions.
All right, Marge.
The cat has chimed in on all this.
The cat
Husband.
doesn't
She
have a
said
uterus.
husband in her
Okay.
email. So yes, married. Like,
What if they're Indian and it was like a forced thing? We're just getting to know We are just getting to know each other.
Stop it.
That's not racist.
I'm just saying. They're. I mean, they
okay,
might
go.
be Indian for all we know.
I wish I would have got a boomerang of that neck movement you made when you said that. You're like, maybe she's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Well, she should think of life like that, in my opinion. Because really, like, if he is going to be shallow and maybe there's some actions or non-actions that have occurred recently that has made
If he's
her
like
doubt
ignoring
this.
you or going to the strip club or something, like, if there's warning signs, sure, maybe have a conversation that's not like, how do you think I look? But move it along the lines of like, hey, is there something we need to do? Like,
Right. Is there something we could change about our
yeah.
dynamic that will make us both feel like you think I'm a hot, sexy mama still?
well, and it's that old nutshell. If a problem persists, but you do nothing to change it, like,
Right.
you only have yourself to blame for the problem persisting.
And you have to, like, sometimes it sucks, but you have
Right.
to, like, try
But I'm gonna
something
guess-
new.
I'm going to guess this is more of a Marge problem than a Homer problem.
You're going to put on a little sexy thing if that's your thing. I personally, I always feel really silly in lingerie.
Shouldn't.
I do.
You shouldn't.
I do. Just because I'm not that girly in general.
I find the tassels a little much.
Oh, stop. Not even being, like, embarrassed, I do not wear those. It's just little lacy things. And I'm just like,
Maybe I'm just hinting that I want some more tassel action.
I don't even know how you keep those on. How do you keep them
If you
on?
can make them spin
How do you keep them
in their
on?
own independent direction, I'd be so
How do you
impressed.
keep them on?
And
Can you tell me how you keep them on?
like a suction cup, you just lick it.
Is that seriously how you keep them on?
I don't know. I've never worn booby tassels.
Well, you seem to be interested in them.
I'm making a joke for our kind listeners. They're probably like, "Oh, it's droning on and on. Can we get some booby tassel talk?" And then, boom, I delivered. See?
You just
So,
booby tassel talk, really?
Hey, that's a new podcast.
That might be her name this week. It might be it. You guys have to check it out.
This week we're talking to the CEO of Tom's Tassels. Tom, tell us how you got into the business. Anyway.
Oh my god.
So something. This may be hard to hear.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna
brace yourselves.
I'm just gonna lay some truth on
and
you,
gents.
Sarah. Ask me hypothetically. Oh shit! I can't think of the way to word this.
Am I supposed to? Are we doing a what if?
No, we don't have to do that. I'm just gonna lay a truth. We never care as much as you think we do.
Oh, we've talked about this before.
We really don't.
Yeah.
Women, and I'm hoping this doesn't sound sexist, but like, a lot of your connections are to do with like talking and actions and stuff like that. And like, men, we're pretty dumb at picking that stuff up. And also like, we really don't care as much as you think we do. So don't overthink it. Like, if we are offering you our attention and we're here taking care of your kid or kids, if Homer's there with you, helping out around the house, providing for the family, whatnot. I don't know what the situation is with who's the worker, who's not, or if you both do. I don't want to judge. And then you guys have some time to yourselves, and you still get down every now and then. Like, things are just fine. If you have some problems with your body, don't lay that on him, because he's probably just fine. Mm-hmm. And like,
but I mean, I can understand her.
I understand the like loss of confidence, and
right?
Because
Because it's different.
Your body does change.
It does, and like when you live your whole life looking a certain way.
Can I tell you a funny thing with guys' minds, though? Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about this before. Like, I don't know if it's a biological thing or just personal. Like, our tastes change as we age, mm-hmm. and like. It kind of happens that, like, as I've gotten older, I don't know, like, I should say, I don't want to sound shitty about it, but if you ask, like, 17-year-old me, like, hey, check out that chick, she just had a baby, I'd probably be like, I'm good.
Well, you were very young.
But, like, mid-30s me would be like, yeah, she's looking all meaty and.
Oh. No.
I just wanted to say the word.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, for all you know.
No. When I first started to find my mom style, because I do feel like when you become.
You were like, I need to raise this waistline about 4 inches.
No. No, like, you kind of fall into, like, convenient but still stylish, and I try to be, especially I work from home full time, so it's a little bit different because I don't have to leave the house every day and go to an office. So I kind of fell into I dress up leggings a lot, and I called it my mom uniform in the spring and fall seasons. A nice tunic like plaid flannel, not always flannel, but plaid
I like you in
shirt.
Plaid, by the way, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, and thank you. And some leggings.
It's the cat.
Okay. I thought I heard the babe. It was actually our fur baby, our original firstborn, between the two of us.
Who we don't love as much.
She's just a little shit sometimes.
Move on.
Anyway, you told me multiple times, you're like, I'm really digging the mom uniform lately. And I'm like, well, that works out because it's easy.
Oh, yeah, I guess that goes with it. Like,
yeah.
It's that getup when I was younger, I'd be like,
yeah.
Could you put yourself together?
Exactly.
But now I'm just like, ooh, that's the woman I want right now.
Those leggings, they don't have any goo on them from the baby for once. Her sticky hands must have not gotten to him yet. Anyway.
Babies always have sticky hands.
They do. Perpetually sticky-handed. But what I'm taking a very long time to explain. And
oh, God.
You evolve as a person, but he's evolving right along with you. Right. And I think that you're a wonderful wife and mother.
Does Homer have is he a perfect specimen of a human?
Right.
Like,
I'm sure he might have
along
his
with
flaws.
taking the kids, like there's a couple extra days he probably didn't go to the gym because he was taking care of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all put on some pounds as we age because we have less and less time for
ourselves.
ourselves.
I mean, it might not even necessarily be weight gain. It could be just be like your hips change a lot of ladies. Again, Not my personal experience.
There was a person in there, so
However,
what do you expect?
that just, I looked like I had kids before I had kids, so I'm allowed
didn't.
to get a little sympathy. Yes, I did. I mean, it's all this in the same place. I mean, my tummy's a little less tight. However, my Pure Barre is helping with that. Little shout out.
We didn't get some goddamn paid sponsors with all the... We, shouted out 3 and shouted down 1.
Yeah, Berriner. It smells bad, but it tastes good. Okay, so Marge, I hope that helps.
So to summarize,
We
what's
already
your course of
summarized
action?
15 times.
Yeah, just don't say anything. It doesn't matter. If read his actions, if he's a loving husband and is still, you guys are still getting some bedroom action from time to time, and he's attentive at home and whatever, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, if he said anything like, "Dang, girl, your shit's all floppy,"
If he said anything, he can go fuck himself.
that's what I was going to say.
Well, I wanted it to come from the lady.
Okay. But, I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 husbands who are, good husbands who are there, it doesn't matter.
Well, and they understand that, it's a very body-changing experience, as much as they can understand without going through it themselves.
I think any educated male will know, if you push a human out yourself, you're,
Out yourself!
you're gonna have, there's gonna be some problems. Not problem. Okay. That's not the right word. There's gonna be some things happening.
Sidebar. Totally unrelated. I'd like it to go on record on the podcast this episode as we ramble. This is the most wine I have consumed during an episode because we usually record on Friday nights.
She had 2 fat glasses of
Yeah.
wine.
And we usually do this on Friday nights where I'm a little tired, so I don't drink as much. But it's Saturday and I'm feeling crazy.
And we've both had 2 helpings of caffeinated beverages.
Right? Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So-
Okay. So
Yeah.
anyway, Marge, you're doing just fine.
Good to go, Marge.
You're a hot, sexy mama, I'm sure.
Bart and Lisa will be fine, I
And
guess.
Maggie.
Oh, yeah, Maggie. There was episodes where Homer forgot about Maggie.
Well, there you go. You'll
So,
have that.
yeah, and if Homer doesn't like that, tell him to go fuck himself.
Or tell him he can write us a letter and we can try and help him out, but we'll probably just yell at him. If he's
I can't
being
do a
mean.
Homer voice.
You've never been able to do Homer.
I
have
cannot.
You? Homer. Homer.
I can do first season Homer. Come here, boy. Before he
That
gets
was
all
creepy.
No, it's when he's okay. Never mind.
Let's not go there. Okay, so we have a couple more things we'd like to cover. How are we doing? Are we
We're good.
just?
We're at an hour 15.
It's
okay.
fine.
This is on their commute to work. They're like, "Don't end. I still have 15 minutes left in my drive."
That's a really long commute. Yeah.
Well, they started the episode on the way home yesterday.
I see. Okay. Cool.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
I
too
have a
much.
new little mini segment to impose upon our lives, and it's pretty self-serving, but I don't care, because really,
Don't pose for the picture.
You know, I can't help that. I just do. I'll just smile while I talk. So anyway, it came to me today when we were out and about adulting like crazy. And it's called Secret Parenting Praise. And I encourage other people to do this as well. Just like anytime throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month.
Disclaimer: I didn't know about this. So
He doesn't.
I'd like you to run things by me because I'm the man.
Fucking face.
Go on.
Okay.
You have my permission to continue.
Oh, thank you so much. So
I like to laugh.
you have these moments when you're parenting people alongside someone where you see them do something and you're like, they're such a good parent. Like, they're doing such a great job.
So what did you see yourself
And
do?
shush. And you don't always want to stop. Ooh, I pulled on my things and it made a noise. Anyway, you don't always want to stop in the middle of these moments to tell them that because it kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of generic. So you keep it to yourself, but then you're like, no, they really do deserve a little like bump from that because from have a bad habit of just being like, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, that's not safe. Oh, I do it this way and it's way better. And it's just, that's how people are sometimes.
Make a compliment sandwich.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just giving you a compliment.
I'm just saying.
So, secret parenting praise of the week for the man of this show.
That's me.
We went to Target today. He said 3 magical words. 4. Want to go to Target this morning. So we went. He had taken Sydney out because I realized we had left the house for the day with 1 wipe in the package of wipes in the diaper bag. So I ran back to the baby section because I forgot when we were actually there. I checked out. I was coming out to the parking lot, and he had already taken Sid to the car. And it's funny. I kind of forgot where we parked because I didn't drive. Common thing that happens.
Let me just chime in real quick with a little thing for the men. I got the sweetest fucking parking spot. Second row.
That's the beauty of Target at 9:30 on a Saturday morning. There's no one there yet.
Like, we
It's
had,
amazing.
maybe a 45-foot walk to
It was
the
so
door?
close, and it was a pull through.
Fucking great.
Anyway, so I'm like, where's the car? I'm looking for the driver, my husband,
That's me.
my handsome fellow. And
Debatable.
I'm like, where is he? And then I realized he was in the back seat with our little Peanut because I was taking forever because a line had formed by the time I was checking out with our like package of wipes. And it just made my heart go, "Aw,
We're hanging out.
you're such a good dad. You really are."
Thanks.
Like, it's just little things like that. And he was like, oh, I didn't want to take the cart back right away because the cart corral was too far away.
I don't want to leave her by herself in the car.
Which, when I go by myself, I literally only park next to the, like, I
Yeah.
look for a spot right by the corral.
Well, that's one of the few times, having worked in the grocery industry, when people leave carts in the middle of nowhere, like,
it's awful.
It's the worst. But
shitty.
sometimes you just have to, like, when you have a 1.5-year-old
Exact-
sitting in a
if you're
car,
by
and the cart
yourself.
corral's just too far away.
Right. Or if you were smart, you'd park closer to
And
one.
then Sarah was taking a little long because she had to go back and get a thing.
And there
there's
was a line.
And they had one. No, they had 2 registers open. It was early in the morning.
They
at a
were.
point.
It was starting to pick up. They were
But yeah,
opening
and
more.
So yeah, and in my mind, I'm going like, we're just gonna hang out in the back seat, and because obviously the car seat's back there, and I'm just gonna sit back there. We're gonna hang out.
Well, and let's point out this
Talk
weekend, our 10-year-old was with her grandparents, so
So it's just
we
us-
don't get a whole lot of time out with just the baby. So it was nice to be able to dedicate that time to just her, and it was just really sweet. So that's your secret parenting praise of the week.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
My secret parenting praise of the week is
He doesn't have one.
you
He
just-
didn't even know this was a segment.
You look damn good today.
Oh.
Hey, remember earlier when I was saying whatever your husband says, you're not gonna believe him?
Right.
I think that's a good note to end on.
Yesterday's no, we're not done.
Oh shit, you have more?
We have 2 more segments.
Fuck.
I know. I told you this might turn into a 2-part episode. The clock is not on the wall.
moved the
It needs
clock.
a new battery.
Um,
So,
can we make them quicker, or is this something to save till next episode? Sorry, we had to have a quick meeting on what was left. So,
he's trying to rush me, people, and I don't appreciate that.
I'm just trying not to ramble on too long because we've drank a
Oh,
lot.
now you don't want to ramble on too long when I have things to say.
The one time. Hey, I still have to
Whatever.
process and upload this episode when we're done.
Whatever. You're going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, probably could. Anywho.
So, this
is
week,
a fun... I gotta say, this is one of my funnest...
most fun.
This is one of my favorite.
This week
segments.
on Things I Thought I'd Never Say, we have this gem. Stop chewing on the couch. Man, and I mean, this is one I've said, I did not say this for the first time this week. I've said this many
The funny
times.
thing, yeah, you say it often.
I do, because she likes to chew on everything.
Well, and she's teething. And, hey, successful air high five me. We successfully depacified this week.
We did. I
And
mean,
we were only a pacifier during sleep.
well, in car and sometimes in
Well,
public.
No, only car when in bad mood. until we
or in public when she was nervous.
But like now we're in the car. We're just like, just put fucking Elmo on the iPad. She'll be fine.
Today at the tax place, we had to wake her up from her nap so I could go run over there and sign everything. She was so funny. Her little lip kept coming out, but she wouldn't cry.
Cute.
She was like,
So imagine like an adorable little baby. If you guys know us, you know what our kid looks like.
God,
and she made this little frowny face and her little sad eyes, and she's like.
So I gave her a snack, and then she was fine.
And that was funny. She eats the snack, and then the tax lady, she's great. Like, I know
She
it's H&R
is.
Block, and they're a big company. Our tax lady's awesome. Fuck it. Deb in Fairborn.
Yeah, she's really nice.
The H&R Block by Kroger.
She's done her taxes for like 4 years now.
3 or 4 years now. Because the guy who did it before retired or something. But, like, she's awesome. She explains everything well. Anyway, and she just looks at Sydney. She's like, hi. And Sydney's got her little cheesy poof thing. And Sydney just starts smiling. I was like, oh, she's fine.
It was so funny. But anyway, the Passy thing, she's done with them. It's great. She actually goes to sleep quicker without it. Like,
Yeah, she's not fucking with it the whole time.
what are we even talking about Passies for?
Oh, because of our parenting high five, we brokered the Passy this week. But
Right.
like, I don't think we really need to go on and on about it.
Oh, no. Chewing on the couch.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, she's
my
chewing on
God.
things because her teeth hurt. She's got some new teeth. The bottom, so like
She just likes to chew on things too. Let's be
so
honest.
Not your middle 2 teeth on the bottom, not the 2 teeth just outside of that, but the ones just outside of those.
5 and 6.
I don't know.
I just made up some
1, 2.
numbers.
Who
If the
fuck
first
knows?
2 are 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6.
I don't know if that's officially how it works.
I'm
but
just gonna pretend it is.
point being, like, she's got some teeth pain, a little extra drool and stuff, but yeah, you'll just catch her. Sarah did make her cry in the store though, because she started chewing on the cart. And
She didn't cry. The lip came out
no,
though.
She goes, don't chew on the cart.
And she goes,
and Sydney's little lip comes out, and she's like, It's so funny. Like, it's one of those things where like your kid's gonna cry, but you're like, oh, that's hilarious.
But the couch thing, the way our couch is just the right height that like she crawls over to the side of it and like hides and then pops up and pulls up on it and looks at you and goes, hi. And we're like, hi. And then you look over again and she's chewing on it. And you're like, no. So yeah, stop chewing on the couch.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I mean, we don't have a dog, so I'd never said that before. And
You didn't verify that we didn't have a dog. Thank you. That was important information.
no, because people with dogs, the dog might chew on the couch.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like, never mind. I understand. I understand now.
You
I
know what's funny?
apologize.
We talked about having a baby and how it changes your bod. My epidural spot,
Mine too.
it is
man.
killing me right now.
Ooh, Nelly.
Oh, ouch. Anyway,
Sometimes I'm like, criminy.
so
My epidural spot's just giving me fits today.
shut up.
Okay, round it out, dear.
So home stretch here, guys. Thanks for staying with us and girls. We're not watching anything new together. Grey's Anatomy came back, which was kind of disappointing last week if you're a fan.
The Young Pope is continuing.
Yeah. But however,
Sarah is a solo showing.
I have a a Tuesday night ritual because Luke plays hockey on Tuesday nights. So
And we got fucked with the late games.
Yeah, it's
Our
bad.
team got more late games than anyone else.
It's
fucking bullshit.
really causing some issues in our lives. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, not like, it's not like we're going to get divorced or anything.
No, but it's a moderately large inconvenience.
They're so late, I have to work the next day that I have to try to take a nap.
You have to try to
before
take a
the
nap. You have an energy drink. You're all tired on Wednesdays. I can't go to
Yeah.
class Wednesday morning. It's a pain.
games. Hey, but we acknowledge the problem.
We do.
And we find a solution.
Sure.
Okay.
Part of mine is I started a new show by myself.
What show?
It's called The Crown
What's
on
it about?
Netflix. It's about the Windsor family
Ooh.
in Great Britain
Britain.
and the Queen of England.
Ooh, England.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth II.
Now, is she also, is she only the Queen of the Britons or also perhaps the Scots and the Welsh?
I don't know. Point being, it's about the real Queen of England that's still alive when she first came into
how
her
does she,
queeniness, her title, her reign.
Reign.
Her reign.
So does it touch on how she dealt with perhaps imperialism in Northern Africa or India?
Yeah,
Interesting.
the baby's awake.
Interesting. She's fine.
with headphones on, the mommy ears still work.
I heard it too. Don't act like you got some goddamn momish superpower.
Momish? I like that. It's like
said it.
Amish, but moms.
Thank you. We're all good at rhyming.
So it's really good if you're so inclined to enjoy period pieces. It's the 50s. Stop.
All jokes aside, I probably will watch it at some point.
It's really good,
and
and this is why I like it.
May I, real quick? I'm not gonna.
You interrupt me so
There's
much.
two people on this goddamn thing, lady. I do want to say, like, Sarah and people who know me, that like I have a problem with people who are born into money.
He really does.
There's a saying that I can attribute to another podcaster and comedian who I'm a very big fan of, Ralph Garman. You're born on third, but think you hit the home run. If you're born with an advantage, just acknowledge you had the advantage.
Right.
However, I'm saying, and like I have a huge problem with any sort of monarchy, especially like, God, look at like the Saudi princes and shit, like absolute pieces of shit. And like I just have a big problem with like royalty, monarchy. Like, why is your family so goddamn popular? Because someone won the genetic lottery 200 years ago.
He's so angry right now, guys and girls.
Anyway, Queen Elizabeth II. Actually, big fan of her. As far as monarchs go, like her efforts in World War II, I think
No, she wasn't the queen yet. She became queen right after.
I am saying her as in the individual who she is and has been since her birth.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
She was just a young
I'm
lady.
trying to give her propers.
No, and I appreciate that.
Okay, but I'm saying like she didn't just sit on her ass and collect the check. Like,
right.
She.
Well, I mean, if this show
was she a mechanic or worked in a?
I'm not sure.
I think she was a mechanic in World War II.
I think she was. I think they touched on that on the show.
I'm saying she didn't just shit out babies and look pretty.
And I don't know how historically accurate the show is. I'm going to look into that once I'm finished
Probably,
watching it.
They have to dramatize, but I'm sure the events are
well, I mean,
correct.
They touch on how like she didn't have formal education because
I didn't know
that. Well, I don't know if it's true, but like she becomes queen and feels the need to
like
be
the
like,
band.
I'm not Sean.
I know. Sorry. Sorry.
But she feels the need to better herself, and she's like, I feel like I need to catch up because I have to, interact with these political leaders. But I feel like all I ever have to talk about is horses and dogs because that's what she knew a lot about, because she doesn't even have, like, in the show, she doesn't even have like a 8th grade education, really. Like, she learned about like,
horses and dogs.
Well, that, but also like the Constitution and how like the monarchy is intertwined within helping rule the country for the people.
Are you referring to the Magna Carta?
I don't know.
Are you talking about the British Constitution?
Yes.
Yeah, the Magna Carta.
Well, they don't call it that. They call it the Constitution on the show.
Well, I could be
Mr.
wrong.
Holtzberry.
I could be wrong. Don't say my name. People know who I am.
Oh no. Anyway, it's a really good show. I love it because I've always had a Anglophile thing, and British people are so good at like being snarky and awful, but still polite.
I saw a quote by Neil Gaiman today. That I
it's
thought you would like.
amazing.
I wanted to share this with you.
Okay.
It's funny that you say that. I just read this. Neil Gaiman, famous author, award-winning. He said a quote today, and I think it was kind of pertaining to the situation in America right now, where some people are quite embarrassed by our current situation. Some people are quite proud of it. We're not gonna get political on this show, but I'm just saying, like, we're all know
try
where
very hard not to get political, but
we all know where we are. Moving on.
Anyway,
but I think he was asked a question along the lines of like, "Have you ever been embarrassed to be British?" And he said something along the lines of like, I've never been embarrassed to be British. Or he's like, yeah, I've been embarrassed to be British. But I've always been interested. Or something like that. I just butchered the quote.
do you want to look it up real quick?
Yeah. Time out. Okay, after a short delay, I found the actual quote. I butchered it.
It took him forever.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So, talking about like, and it was a whole thing with like Brexit and shit like that.
Oh,
if you don't know
yeah.
what it is, Google it. But his quote was, I like being British. Even when I'm ashamed, I'm fascinated.
Ah.
See, I told you you'd like the quote.
Yeah.
But I really ruined it the first time.
No, it's okay.
You guys didn't get the 5 minutes of me Googling trying
It's
to find
okay.
it. Like, God damn it.
It's okay.
What was our point?
My point was,
the
I
queen.
really enjoy the show because they portray, I don't know from experience, but I think a pretty accurate view of Brits and like how they're like, you can tell they're like agitated, but they're so fucking polite about it still. And I love that. Like, I wish I could be like that, but I can't.
They learn a little bit of tact because they understand that you have to continue a relationship with this person that you're being a dick to.
Yeah.
So you have to be tactful.
It's amazing. I just love it.
To
like,
quote
I really
the
enjoy
Japanese
it.
during World War II, they knew that we had to reestablish trade after the war, so they couldn't be complete assholes.
Right? So, yeah.
Man, that went off on a bit of a tangent.
It did. We were very tangenty tonight. Sorry, guys.
All right, so
But
this is our
sorry, not sorry.
longest episode.
Who cares?
I actually am sorry. I apologize.
No, you talked way more than me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Girl.
And I would like to just share with our listeners, our cat has been like silently judging us the entire length.
She's got.
Well, I mean, not the entire length, because earlier she was meowing in the kitchen. Did anyone feed her dinner?
I did as we were out.
Oh, okay, good.
She's got resting bitch face
It's bad.
as a cat.
She's just staring at us like, you people need to shut the fuck up and wrap it up.
She's like, you better wait till you're asleep, assholes. I'm gonna run full speed through this motherfucker.
And then I'm going to sit in the kitchen and cry because it echoes the best from there.
You ever wonder if she meows just she's like, that's pretty loud.
I'm sure she does.
Nobody wants to hear about this.
I mean, I think it's riveting.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so the takeaway from this week's episode, I do believe, drum roll. Anyway, it's parenting is work. And that work may be in physical, like the changes. You worked to become a parent. And you have to be kind to yourself and remember that. But also, in a more metaphorical way, it's the work of taking care and helping create a person who can navigate through life, even with challenges and with anxieties. I mean, yeah.
There's really no way to summarize this episode since it was two child-based topics. But I think the point is like both of those things don't have an easy answer, but it's just like it's work. Like
it is
whatever. There's no perfect answer.
And just be kind to yourself. I really feel that way.
And others.
Right. And teach your tiny humans the same thing.
And to your bitch-faced cat.
Right. She's so mad right now. She's like, why the fuck are we still awake?
Pretend you assholes.
You can tell I've drank more this evening because I've dropped more F-bombs.
I know. I like it.
Oh. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I think it's time to stop. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
It was a lovely time.
We hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I am Luke, the husband.
I'm Sarah. You can find us on Facebook.
The wife.
But I'm also Sarah first.
How can you get a hold of us?
You can find us on Facebook at He Said, She Said Podcast. You can email us at He Said, She Said PC.
If you have any advice or if you just want to say nice things. Or not have any advice for us.
They're going to give us advice.
Question. Yeah, their advice would, fucking stop. If you have any questions, if you want any advice.
Or if you just want to tell us how great we are. I'm okay with that too.
And that Gmail is?
He Said, She Said PC at gmail.com.
Okay.
And then on Instagram, we're at He Said, She Said PC. Follow along. Give us some likes and some comments. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate you listening.
We invite your engagement.
We really hope you guys enjoy this because we're enjoying doing it. So thanks for listening. And if you're not listening, we don't know. So it doesn't matter.
If they're not listening, they don't know either.
Oh, we're getting very existential.
This is going to be some Schrodinger's cat shit eventually.
Oh, my brain.
Schrodinger's cat shit. If you don't look in the box, it doesn't exist or not exist.
Does it smell?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait. You've solved quantum physics. Guys, we're trying to find the particle and blah, 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 but does it smell? Anyway, so thank you all. I'm Luke, the husband. That's Sarah, the wife.
What's with the husband-wife thing?
I'd like to acknowledge that we're married.
I know, but we've never said that before. It's just weird.
They might not know which one of us is the husband and which one of us is the wife.
Oh, okay.
You don't know these people. Not everyone here knows us. I mean, like 90%.
I mean, I like to think I don't sound like a man. Do I sound like a man, guys and girls?
I would say don't be so judgmental that there's not some man somewhere that doesn't sound like that.
Okay.
That high-pitched man is probably out there going, man.
Okay.
This is petering out. You feel it? You feel it?
I just really don't like that saying. It bothers me.
It's a word, and it's going to be a word whether you like it or not.
Peter.
Okay. We're going to end now because drunk Sarah's petering.
Yeah, she is.
So
that means.
we'll just end it now. Thank you all for listening. Yes. Tune back in next week. We are now, I guess we should have said this at the beginning. We're available on iTunes. We're available on Podbean. And we are also happy to announce we are now available on Stitcher, another popular podcast.
But if they're listening, they found us on one of those three things.
I know, but if you need to tell anybody, because sometimes people go like, I don't like iTunes, I fucking hate Apple. And you can go like, well, download Stitcher. Quit being a dick about it.
Find us on other avenues and outlets.
Yeah.
Share us.
Learn to solve your own goddamn problems.
And
jeez.
You always yell at them at some point, I've noticed.
Remember we talked about sometimes you got to tell people that life's full of disappointment.
Sometimes you have to tell people things they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But that's what friends are for, right?
To help you through it.
The good times.
Nope. So anyway, those are ways you can get a hold of us. Pass the word. If share our shit, subscribe to it, let people know about it because we have fun doing this, and we.
I mean, we're gonna keep doing it regardless.
I mean, yeah.
But like, maybe if you guys help us grow, we'll do like a giveaway or something cool in the future.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you all for listening, and we hoped you all enjoyed hearing both sides of the story.
See you next time.